Hi, everybody. It's Kelly,
And Heather.
and it's Real Conversations with Kelly this week. And we are going to talk about listening and active listening. So, are you ready to get started? And you are going to have so many takeaways from this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Heather,
Yes,
listening.
yes. Listening. How
Yes.
many conversations do you have in a day? And how many times are you really listening to the answers? So there's two different ways to listening. So why don't you run through a couple of those? And I think we all know them, but it's always helpful to go through them to really put it all in context.
Right. And I thought it would be interesting just to and I know you guys can see me because I'm literally trying to find this. Okay, so I looked up what is the difference between listening and active listening. And I really thought this was interesting, so I'm going to tell you what it says. Listening is the passive active hearing, while active listening is a conscious effort to fully understand the speaker through focused attention, empathy, and verbal and nonverbal feedback. So, for instance, okay, passive listening is like listening to music.
Yeah.
Okay.
While you're doing something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So passive listening is okay, you turn on let's say you turn on a podcast or something, or you turn the TV on just for noise, okay? And you're passively listening, and or else the radio comes on your favorite song and you're like, oh yeah, this is great, and you're just listening to music. If you go in and let's say you meet your friend for dinner, and you sit down and you haven't had a chance to sit down in a long time, and you're like, okay, how are you? What's going on? What's happening? And they look at you and go, there has been so much happening. And all of a sudden, in your head, you're going, oh, she's
Yeah.
speaking.
Mm.
She's telling me what's going through my head. So much has been going on with me. And then all of a sudden, you're triggered to go, yeah, there's been so much going on with me too. And then you start telling them what's been happening with you instead of actively listening to what's been going on with them. And it's interesting because I have found myself doing it, and I have noticed other people, they do it as well. And so it's like the monkeys in your head. It's like something triggers and goes, oh my gosh, okay, there's so much happening, there's so much going on. So the person that's sitting in front of you is ready to tell you what's been happening, yet you are listening to what is happening in your head and not actively listening to the person across from you. And I feel like if we really had the conscious pause of, how are you? What has been going on? We haven't talked in so long. What is happening? Your response, pause, and then say, tell me all about it. What's
Right.
been happening? And then literally actively listen to what they are saying, because they've sat across from you, they have given you an open door, and they're ready for you to walk through the door and sit down and have empathy with them. They may not ask for your advice. They just may want to talk. And so letting them talk is the key. That is the key to continued friendships, continued connections, things like that.
It goes back to the adage of nobody, what is that saying? Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yes.
I think it's that saying, because they'll walk away having felt heard, having felt edified, having felt loved. It's a big deal for that.
Yes.
When my kids were younger, my son, who is a motor mouth, love him dearly. He either is completely quiet or he's a motor mouth.
We love you, Caden.
That's right. Love you, Caden. I never wanted to shut him up, but there were many times when it was just passive listening. And people can recognize that, because he would go, Mom, and we tease him to this day about it. Mom, hey, Mom, hey, Mom. So he was feeling that whole sense of nope, wasn't quite listening. And he would do it to anybody when he was in that little motor mouth moment. But he recognized it. And that was always my clue to stop, get my own self back focused on him, because he needed me to hear him. So the great example, and here's the thing about the example you gave, is if I was your friend and you started to just passive listen to me and created your own story about it, I would have been put my hands up in the air and go, well, you asked me about me.
Right.
And you could have walked away feeling, man, that was such a great dinner. And then you never hear back from me for a while. So it's crazy to think about it, but people want to be heard. And if you're truly asking them how they are, and you really care about them, as you say you do, then dang, getting those active listening skills and muscles built up is a game changer.
Yes. And I have 3 things that we're going to go over today. How to actively listen.
Perfect.
How to activate your listening skill. So number 1 is take the pause. Take the pause. You ask somebody how they're doing and they give you a short little answer, but then they're about to go into something else. Take the pause. If you hear the monkeys in your head, take the pause. Because pausing gives the other person the opportunity to open up. And they are allowing you to hear what's been happening to them. There's nothing like somebody listening to you without saying anything. Because you can listen and talk at the same time.
I'm sure I've done it many times.
Yes, we have. I'm listening to you. Oh my gosh. I say that a lot. I say that a lot.
Note to self. Right? That is that.
Okay, if y'all can't see me, I'm totally like putting my hands to my head going, oh my gosh, I do that. I go, I'm listening to you.
And really, you just discounted
Yes.
what they were trying to tell you, that no, you're not. It's the same way Caden would say, hey, mom, hey, mom. That's what they were saying to you.
Yes. And I might have given a pause, but then they paused and I just jumped in. I jumped in because I thought, okay, there was pause. Let me just jump right in.
I wonder if that moment, because you took the pause and they paused, but the pause, okay, here's a deep thinker, right? Maybe the pause wasn't done well enough that they felt that that was their opening to be open.
Yes,
I
because
wonder.
it's energy about it's
Okay,
about the energy that is behind the pause.
there you go.
And that's another muscle that you have to
Mm,
work on as well. So now I'm going to segue into the second thing. Okay. The second thing when active listening is going ahead and up your vibe before you even go into the conversation. Say, I really want to have an active listening and conversation with the person in front of me. And so I am going to move my energy up so that I'm going to listen and they are going to reciprocate and listen back because it is a mirror, mirror.
right. And maybe the first decision happens to be when you know you're going to go out with somebody and whatever, whether you're going to pick
Right.
them up a call or you're going to go for coffee or lunch or dinner or see a movie or whatever it
Right.
is maybe you decide ahead of time of what type of conversation you want to have. Because maybe it's not a place to have a really deep, how are you really conversation. Maybe it will just be on the surface level of, oh my gosh, this was fun. Did you see that? Did you do this? So maybe there's also a time and a place to have certain
Exactly.
conversations that will
Right.
help the energy of it and your
Mhm.
vibe, because you won't go in feeling one way and then getting something different.
Correct. Correct. So it is. It's about taking the pause, no matter what it is. I mean, you may sit down and they may say, "Oh my gosh, my life is amazing. It is so amazing." And then all of a sudden, you're like, "Wow, your life is amazing and mine sucks."
Right.
And so it's like, okay, take that pause.
It's not time to dump. Not time to
Take
dump.
pause, take the pause and get the good vibe from them. If it's totally opposite of what I was describing before,
Yeah.
if it's not, I've had a lot going on, but it is, oh my gosh, so many amazing things are happening. I just can't wait to tell you all about them. Take that pause because we all have something happening.
Yeah.
We all have something happening, whether it is good happen, bad happen, funky, just neutral happen, whatever that is. You've got to make sure that you're fully engaged with that person to actively hear good, bad, ugly, whatever.
Or just as you said, it's the mirror.
It is.
What sort of mirroring do you want to mirror that night, day, activity,
Right.
whatever it is?
Right. You may like have a dinner and it's everybody from your office. Let's say there's four people that go to dinner and you're having a conversation and you go, "Well, hey, so how's your husband and how's everything going?" And there's silence. Prepare yourself before you go into those conversations.
Well, you don't know you're going to have that conversation though.
Well, no, you don't, but like you want to make sure that you've got your vibe up from where you're currently arriving at,
Mm.
if you will. I mean, because I know that I've gotten to a dinner and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. All right, how am I even going to make it through this dinner? And then somebody asks me how I am, and I say, you know what, I'm doing good. And they go, I am too. And boom, 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 boom. I kept it surface. They went in depth.
So, question, are you saying that it's a little selfish to want to share our feelings and the things that we're going through?
Absolutely not. It is good, but it's noticing where the conversation is going. It's feeling into the conversation. If you can feel into the conversation that is happening in front of you and know that that person is about to cry because they couldn't wait to meet with you and tell you what's been going on in their life. Or that person is about to bust at the seams because they just got tickets to, I don't know, Taylor Swift next year. And I can't wait to tell you. Feel their energy as they're talking to you. Everybody feels it. Sometimes when you talk over somebody and they're trying to tell you something and then you start talking over them, you're like, oh,
It's exhausting.
Did I just really do that? Did I just really, and it is exhausting because it's almost like a competition.
Yes, that's what it starts to feel like, is a
Yes,
competition.
it is like a competition, and it's not selfish to talk about what you want to talk about. But if that person has started, because you have started the conversation by how are you? How are you doing? I want to hear how you are doing.
Right.
Allow them to speak, allow them to share what they want to share. And then you can segue into, well, I want to tell you what's been happening with me. And then you can tell them, okay, this has been happening with me. If you start the conversation or if they start the conversation and say, how are you? I want to know how you're doing. Then you start talking. And if it's interesting because now I'm like, wow. So if this person interrupts me in what I really am pouring out from my heart, and I am wanting empathy and understanding, and I might ask for your opinion, I might ask for your feedback, and they don't even let me get through my first sentence. Then I retreat. I know what I do. I retreat.
Right.
I retreat. And that's the feeling.
Right.
I just don't share.
Yeah. And then you have to kind of notice what your story is that you're telling yourself about that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's always about the stories we tell ourselves about the things that happen in our lives.
Yes.
Always, always, always. Okay. So that's up your vibe. So one, take a pause. Two, up your vibe. What's number three?
Number three. I think this is the most important one of all. And it's being honest with yourself. Did you actually need to share with that person? Or did they need to actually share with you? Or is this a conversation that needs to happen with someone else? So it's really asking yourself that question. Is this person the right person to talk to about this?
Instead of just word vomiting to anybody that you're sitting with.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Exactly. So it really is, it's like, oh, so I was stopped from sharing my story or my challenge or my happiness or whatever by their story. So is this the right person that I need to be in communication with about it. And so just take the pause, up your vibration, and be okay with it.
Right.
And know that it's the right space at the right time. And if you get to share your story, that is amazing. If you don't get to share your story, then that is not the moment for you to do that.
Right. And it may not be just about it's not the right person. It might just be just not the right moment.
Okay.
And being okay with it.
Here it is. It's all about timing.
Yeah.
It's all about timing. It's pause, vibration, and timing.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It is pause, vibration, and timing. You might be in a casual conversation with somebody and they might say, I've noticed that you've looked a little different. You look like you're having some challenges. Is there anything I can help you with? And you might just spill your guts.
Sometimes it is easier. You meet somebody on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably because if you really think about it, is they gave you an opening and
Yes.
they were being sincere. Because
Yes.
we wouldn't do it if somebody wasn't being sincere. We would felt that.
Mm-hmm.
Was somebody being sincere about it? I believe that they're really there to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And your opportunity then is to either take them up on it or to not. That's where it comes into your free will within that is you can share or you can just move on and keep light conversation. But sometimes I want to suggest that people are put into your way, your path that day, that week for a reason.
Absolutely.
That's when life gets really beautiful, when you can start to notice those little opportunities and realize that that's just what it was, an opportunity. It was synchronicity for whatever. Somebody was listening to you, and or you become that person for somebody else. And that's a great blessing as well.
Right, right. It's interesting because if you like somebody said to me the other day, oh my gosh, y'all were talking over each other and it was just great. I thought it was amazing because I felt like that you guys were like really getting into the conversation and then I'm sitting here going, wow, but was I truly listening?
But were you truly, yeah. What was,
and what was it that I was saying and what were you saying? Because I can lose what I'm saying and you can, and then I could lose what you were saying. So I have no idea what we're talking about.
And then you have to have another meeting later because nobody knew what anybody was talking about and nothing got done. What was the decisions? Well, we had great conversation.
Exactly. So intentionally, I always talk about intention. And if you have an intention to talk to somebody or you engage in a conversation, really notice this week what you do in your listening. Do you pause and allow them to talk first because you have asked them a question? And do you up your vibration at the same time? Are you truly upping your vibration to accept what they're talking about? And then you know that it's timing. If they're talking to you, it is the perfect time. And they may share with you something that has been on your mind for months.
Right.
And you don't have to say a word because they're sharing it. And then you are invited to listen to it. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, right there is a gift. That is a gift. And really listening is being present.
Yeah.
Being present in the moment.
So guess the
not being
challenge this
somewhere
week.
else.
Oh,
Well, I'm
yeah.
sorry, what?
Oh, see, look, I just spoke over you. Ah, I was not actively listening. I was possibly thinking what I was going to say.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's some real conversations right there.
Oh,
Where I was going with it was the
advertising.
challenge. I know the challenge then with what you were saying is hold more conversations this week
Yes.
and just practice getting that pause,
Mhm.
building up your muscle for upping your vibe,
Mhm.
having an intention with timing, and just see where it gets you. But hold more conversations.
Yes. Yes. And maybe plan a conversation.
Oh, okay. So here's the beautiful thing about that. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm like, ooh, let's close. Let's not close now. Because you talked about intention. So I really think that if you plan on having a conversation because there's a conversation that needs to be made,
Mhm.
you've got to have an intention about it.
Yes.
Go in with an intention before so that your vibe is up a little bit higher so that you can meet the person maybe where they are, but
Mhm.
you're going in there in your own power, your own place where you're coming from, and it just might go smoother than it could have been if you just said, "Hey, I need to talk to you tonight." And we all go,
Oh,
what? Right?
does that to me?
Uh-huh.
They like, oh yeah. Can we I'd like to have a conversation with you tonight. Or I'd like to have a conversation with you tomorrow morning. What?
Right?
And then
Right?
what do? You guys freaking know what you do. Your head goes, holy crap, did I do something? What did
Huh?
I do?
The opportunity therefore lies in the way that you present and really truly having that intention so that we don't elicit a response like that, whatever it may be. It may be we need to have a meeting about an event we're planning, or
Right.
it is a relationship question, or it is something that we need to come together on finances. It really could be anything. Having an intention will just make everything so much better. And you could probably state it, hey, tomorrow night we are going to talk about, or I would like to talk about our monthly budget or our need to go to the movies more often together, or let's reinstitute date night. I want to hold that
Right.
conversation about it. So really
Right.
tell them about it versus tomorrow night, I want to have a conversation with you.
Right. Yes. And to me, okay, this is just my belief, but my belief. Actually, no. Let's take that back. If somebody said that to me, I would go, this is going to be an amazing conversation. And I am going to make sure that tomorrow night I'm going to be in an amazing vibe. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be open and I'm going to listen. That's where I would come from. My old self, which I was about to share, and I'm going to go on ahead and share now. I would be, holy crap. Like I probably would stress myself out so bad that by the time I got to the conversation, I probably couldn't even speak.
Right. And that's all about seeking a reaction into the future that hasn't even happened yet.
Yes. Yes. So how are you going to create that future?
Right.
How are you going to do? I mean, you're listening, and if you can listen from high vibration, pause when you don't know what to say, or when you're about to say everything, and making sure that it's at the right time. It's perfect timing. And when I just changed, I want you guys to notice this when I just made sure that I was like, okay, well, this is what I usually do. And oh my gosh, I'm going to change the way I approach this conversation. I was coming from a completely different belief because that is what I'm working on. I'm working on my beliefs. And so if you are coming to have me listen to you and and don't we always say I'm a good shoulder.
Right.
Um,
Some people
you
go,
know,
no, you're not.
what is that? What
Yeah.
is that? I mean, are you going to lean on my shoulder and start talking? Okay. And lean on my shoulder and start talking. And but be open enough to pause, vibrate higher, because you're going to know the moment that they walk into that conversation or they sit down at that conversation, you're going to feel the energy behind it. And you're going to know whether it is something that has happened or something that's amazing and they can't wait to share it with you.
That's a really great point, because if we're coming into a conversation that we don't really know what is going on, and we go down this path, you're absolutely correct that standing in that space of, oh, it's going to be a great conversation, because we really don't know. And you will know as soon as they come in, you're going to feel their energy. Because if indeed it is a serious conversation, then it's going to be a serious conversation. And that's a whole other set of listening skills we can go into another time.
There's so much stress in the world from everything else. Listening ought to be one of the easiest things that we do.
Right. And stop fretting
We
about all the
make it
conversations.
so hard.
We do.
So this week, please just go out and just practice listening. It's a muscle that you have to build.
And this
You
is the
have
perfect
to
week to
build.
do it. This
Yeah.
week, do some practicing, hold some real conversations, and let us know about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And don't forget, we have a few spots left for our retreat, for our Day to Be You. So go to www.kellynewland.com and it's on November 1st. It's going to be
Join us.
incredible. Come and join us. So thanks so much for joining us, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great day.